dear students, welcome to Kavita's Neet classes. This is a series of lecture on tissues in our body. So we have already discussed epithelial tissues, connective tissues, muscle tissue, and now in this lecture we will be discussing neural tissue. So if you haven't watched those videos, I will provide the links to those videos in the description box. Please watch those videos first and then come to this video. Neural tissue, or we can even call it as nervous tissue, right? So neural tissue exerts the greatest control over the body's responsiveness to changing condition. So say you touch a hot object. Immediately it is the nerves which communicate that you are touching something hot right from your hand, right from your finger up to your brain, and gives the signal, and your brain gives a signal to your hand asking you to remove your finger from that hot object. So all this happens in a very well coordinated manner, and we shall be discussing exactly how all this happens in human physiology chapters. As of now, we are concerned only about understanding how the neural tissue is, what are the cells present in it. So the neural tissue exerts the greatest control over body's responsiveness to changing conditions. Neurons are the unit of the neural system or the nervous system. So what is the basic unit or the cells of the nervous system? It is the neurons. Okay, so in the nervous system or the neural system, we have the basic unit which forms that system, that is called as the neuron. So this is how a neuron looks like. Okay, so this is the neuron. This cell is the neuron, right? The cell is the neuron, and it is and in this system we also have other tiny cells like this called as the neurological cells. Okay, so neurons are the basic unit of the nervous system, and the neurological cells also constitute a major part of the neural tissue. And what they do is they protect and support the neurons. So it is these neurological cells over here. You can see these black tiny circular structures, isn't it? These are the neurological cells which protect and which also provide support to the neurons. Okay, so neurons are the basic unit of the nervous system, and these are excitable cells, and it is the neurological cells. It is the neurological cell which constitutes the rest of the neural system, and they provide protection and support to the neurons. And it is the neurological cells which make up more than 1/2 of the volume of the neural tissue in our body. Here itself you can see in this picture, you can find so many neurological cells, isn't it? So they constitute more than half of the neural system. So the neural system consists of the neurons, which are the cells, and the neurological cells which provide support and protection to the neurons. And neurons are highly excitable cells. When a neuron is stimulated, an electrical disturbance is generated which swiftly travels along its plasma membrane, and then this is transmitted from the nerve ending of one neuron to the next neuron, and this triggers a simultaneous inhibition of adjacent neurons and other cells. So when one neuron is excited or one neuron gets stimulated, the signal from this neuron, say this neuron gets excited, the signal from this travels all the way to its nerve ending, and from that nerve ending it reaches the nerve ending of another neuron. The signal is transmitted. Okay, so how exactly it happens we will be discussing in human physiology. So arrival of the disturbance at the neuron's endings or the output zone triggers events that may cause stimulation of the adjacent neurons also. Now take the example of a pack of cards. Suppose you arrange the pack of cards like this, one behind the other, right? So take some 50 or 100 cards and you arrange it at a very close distance to each other. Suppose you hit the first card, that will go and hit the second one and third one. So it goes on like a reaction until the last card also falls, isn't it? Similar to this, when one neuron gets stimulated, the signal is passed to the nerve ending of this neuron, and from this nerve ending, the other nerve ending of another neuron will receive the signal, and it goes on. It goes on transmitting the stimulation. Okay. So this is about the neural tissue. Now we shall discuss few questions asked from the previous year NEET examination with respect to this topic. 4 healthy people in their 20s got involved in injuries resulting in damage and death of few cells of the following. Which of the cells are least likely to be replaced by new cells? So here the answer is neurons, because they are asking which of the cells are least likely to be replaced. So we do not have much replacement of the neural tissues or neural cells. That is why as we grow old, you can find people after crossing 50 years or 60 years, they get neurodegenerative disorders like Huntington chorea, isn't it? Huntington chorea. So this is a neurodegenerative disorder where the person starts making jerky body movements without their control. So you can find most of the neurodegenerative disorders happens at a later point in age, that is after 40 years or 50 years or 60 years of age. You can find people getting a lot of neurodegenerative disorders because the neurons cannot be regenerated. Okay, so which of the following cells can be replaced by new cells are least likely to be replaced? They are the neurons. So B is the right answer. Which cells do not form layers and remain structurally separate? So it is the nerve cells, because they do not form layers. In muscle cells, we saw how striated cells, smooth cells, cardiac cells, all of them are layered, and even epithelial cells and even glandular cells, whereas nerve cells are not layered one upon the other. So it is the nerve cells which remains structurally separate. So with this we have discussed the neural tissue. If you have any doubts or if you wish to connect with me, you can comment in the comment section below, and you can also connect with me on the social media. Until we meet in the next lecture, hope you all have a good day. Take care. Bye.